What's going on, people of YouTube? Jamie the Kid00 here, and you've done it again. You've made me have to take time out of preparing more videos to you guys to actually respond to you guys. Most of you who are avid subscribers and actually follow my content will notice that I put up a ban list prediction video. Well, I labelled it prediction video to get more views. I then solidly outlined in the video that it was my opinions alone. And I feel I'm going to need to clarify quite a few things to you guys, because to be quite honest, you've gone a bit off the deep end on me on this, and I don't really think it's justified too much. First, I'm sitting here with this because I was actually going to start work on video editing, learning to do Dueling Network on the laptop I've bought for YouTube, and I've had to spend all afternoon responding to comments. So I will get to those in a minute. Well, the things I should outline about the video, this will be linked to the video, so welcome if you've come from the video. Those were A, my opinions. B, something you really didn't get was I talked about hitting like 30 cards. I didn't keep a count, I didn't check, but it was loads of cards, hitting them and like changing the ban list around. And some of you have acted as if I realistically thought that they should change it all at the same time. I did the video with the intention of highlighting the problem cards of the meta and potential problem cards of future meta that Konami should hit to fix the game, maybe make things a bit more balanced, or at least, as they have been doing in the past, as we saw with the death of plant format, try to shift the game so that the meta changes and other decks can come forwards and what were top decks come down. That's what Konami seems to be doing at the moment. So I base my opinions around that, and also about things that were personal preference. So I mean, that's really all that I feel I needed to say. Everything that I chose on the list was justified. It really wasn't wish listing. Nothing was hate biased. Nothing was, oh, I don't like this because I get sacked by it all the time. Why do you think BLS wasn't on there? I don't actually think BLS is a problem card, because 9 times out of 10 you have a way to deal with it. It's just that one time when someone drops a BLS on you and you go, oh, you luck sack me. It happens, guys. I even say that, but I don't think it should be banned for it. Anyway, that's about all I have to say on the video. I'm actually going to do some direct replies here because I feel like it, really. Let's go on down. On the topic of the whole I didn't want everything hit, I've got a couple of comments here. X Monster Maniac X, you mentioned about how I was saying it's really easy, how I said it was really easy to get out Hornet, so I didn't think it should be hit, because you can use Foolish Burial and to get it into Grave. And then I later went on to say in the video that Foolish should be hit. I did. I think that Hornet is a problem card, but if Foolish stays in the meta, what's the point in hitting it? However, Foolish Burial is really quite a strong card in a lot of decks. Chaos Dragons, in particular, at some level I used to play it in Chaos Dragons, in certain versions of Wind Up, in certain versions of Inzektor's. In fact, every version of Inzektor's should probably play this. You see what I'm getting at, don't you? And about the Avarice and Largia thing, again, why would I have said that if I wasn't why would I have said that if it was on the ban system? I do not intend for everything to get hit at the same time. This isn't a well-structured video, I'm afraid, guys. It's 11 o'clock at night. I'm really tired. I want to go to bed, but I'm making this video for you guys. So, enjoy. Another comment I had was from Stardust Dragon 723. When I said this game does not need Insane Plus engines, however, I then went on to say I love the Tour Guide and Plant engine, and I want Mali and D-Draw back at 3. Let's think about the difference between the Mali D-Draw complex and Plant engine, and let's say the Inzektor Dragonfly system and the wind-up loop that lets you sit on three carriers, each of which, if they survive next turn, can give you an extra +1. Okay, so you have a Zen Mighty loop that gets you 3 monsters off what is potentially 1 card. Sorry, 4 monsters, the extra Zen Mighty special summon. So yeah, 4 monsters off of 1 card. That's already a +3, if I'm correct. And then next turn, if they live, they plus more. Okay. And Insectors, you're minusing cards from your opponent's field and searching to your hand. Okay, so you're easily going to plus 4 off of that. Yeah, insane plus engines. Okay, now let's talk about Tour Guide. Summon Tour Guide. Get a Sangan. Okay, that's plus 1. If they kill the other Sangan, you're still plus 1. Okay. Plant Engine. You're not going to plus that much off it anymore. Librarians at 1. Trishula's banned. And then the Mali D-Draw Engine. Okay, so you pitch a Mali and you D-Draw and you draw 2. At the moment you've plus 0'd. The closest thing to a plus 1 you're going to get is then reviving the Mali. And then getting another Mali. So if you really want to call it a plus 2, you can. But it's nowhere near as insane as you're making it. You know, there is a stark contrast between these two things. And then let's get on to the meat of my comment section, because it's absolutely massive, this discussion, and I just really want to tie it off in one fell swoop to you. Mr. I'm the Darkoon. I believe I've pronounced your name correctly. I'm sorry if I haven't. On the matter of me saying Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon should go to 1. At the moment, I really focused on meta decks. I had no concern for decks that are not performing well in the meta at the moment, because quite frankly, Konami is never going to hit badly performing decks. Konami don't care about them. The only reason they care about them is if they want to push more product and they'd link into it and they'd give it more support. That's the only time they'd ever give a damn about it, or if it topped an event, which it hasn't. Red Eyes Darkness Metal 1, I said because it hits 2 problem decks. One that is going to be incredibly up and coming and one that exists. At the moment, Chaos Dragons are absolutely dominant-ish. They're doing really well in the format. I'll appreciate that they didn't do well before, but they're doing well now. Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon is one of the incredible cards in that deck because it allows them to loop with Light Pulsar, and it leaves you in the awkward situation where Torrential Tribute and Darkhold don't do anything to it unless you've got Macrocosmos up. That's a pretty bad situation. It takes a long time to get around that kind of setup. With Red Eyes Darkness Metal 1, I'm the Darkoon. You argued that even at 1, Chaos Dragons would have a really easy time using it. Have you ever heard of a card called DD Crow? If this happened, people would start siding DD Crow. That would be the end of the that would be the end of that Chaos Dragon system, or at least if people wanted to play it, it had a brittle system that would then bring them back to the need to use Dark Flare as the target for Light Pulsar, as it was intended. The deck is still viable, playable, but fair. It doesn't have a horrible loop. Well, it still has the loop, but there is a way to get around said loop. And the second deck, which I was on about, the up-and-coming version, Heretics. Heretics took a top spot at US Nationals, but they are by no means huge. At the moment, yes, they do have certain things going for them. They do have good combos, good plays. Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon is one of those cards that allows them to go off. However, let us talk about what Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon is going to be come, say, December, when the Shonen Jump Alpha gets its arse in gear and produces its next jump card after Slifer, that being Gustav Max. And I'm pretty sure 99.9% of you know what I'm on about with the Gustav Max OTK, which requires 2 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragons to do. Who wants that to happen? Who wants 6 months of Gustav Max OTK? I'm assuming you do, to save whatever dragon deck you really love that's just going to get OTK'd as well. I'm really not trying to be malicious about this, Destiny Hero. But I'm sorry, I'm talking about the benefit of the format as a whole. You just go on about how you don't want, like, lower tier or uncommon dragon decks to suffer because Red Eyes Darkness Metal should go, and you're talking about hitting Atom, Light Pulsar, and all sorts of other things. But if we hit one problem card to 1, which and it's an incredible card in other decks that should be that should be hit. It's a free reborn every time that's on 2800, and in a current meta with quite small betas, it's incredible. So it's good enough. It doesn't need. It just allows for so many OTKs in the coming format. I thought it was really justified, and you really don't seem to see my point. So if someone could please drop me a supporting line in the comment section below, because I'm obviously not explaining it well enough. And there are ways to get Darkness Metal back. You can play Light Pulsars in your deck, I don't know. People find ways to abuse cards. Find a new way to abuse one. Ultimately, I really didn't have any other problem comments, mainly because I was spending ages on this. Reese Degnan, you commented about the BLS. Well, I explained earlier at the start of the video, so I hope I cleared that up. Let's have a look on here. Goyo is fine. Uzumaki Kunai, you said about Goyo and oppression staying at 0. At the same time, I agree, but at the same time, there were suggestions. Goyo, I feel, is more likely than oppression. Sorry, I think I said decree. Oppression, because oppression is a bit ridiculous, but at the same time, it was around for a long time, so Konami obviously didn't seem to have a problem with it. But then again, I think they'll keep it off because they want to push Exeases, and oppression would cause quite a bit of trouble for Exeases, so I guess that's the thing. Someone called me insane, Charlie the Mexican. If you could give me a reason on why I'm insane, that'd be splendid. Mizuki, yeah, I think Mizuki can go too. Gamma, Alpha, Beta, OTK, yeah, that needs to go, Gamma FTK is insane. Magnet Warriors need to get banned. I said about Shark being a TCG exclusive, yeah, I did overlook the whole Tengu limiting, but I still think that they are more likely to hit pre-existing cards that exist in both games rather than TCG exclusives. That's just me. I don't know what Konami are doing at the moment. That was a first, so they could make changes. Ultimately, I really don't have anything else to say other than I'm going to give you guys a few updates for sitting through this, so thank you. I do plan on doing Dueling Network things in the future, and I'm going to do a discussion video on Gem Knights. I have a deck profile and possibly discussion on Violons coming up, and hopefully if Cupcakey will loan me her deck, I will be doing Gustos, so that should be nice. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that. I'm going to put this away now because I'm done with all that. But otherwise, yeah, I'm really warm in here because I'd turn off all the fans to do this video because otherwise it caused background noise. So I'm really hot right now, so I'm going to stop doing this video. But I hope I've cleared some stuff up for you guys. I really wish this video didn't have to come to this, but you made it. So yeah, stay tuned for some more content, and I'm going to go sit in front of a fan and cool down. I'll see you again soon, guys. Bye.